In an essential film, there are three elements: story, plot, and narration. The story are the events that the viewer can put together by inference, arranged in a chronological order. This is what the film is about. Plot is what happens in the film, the actual presentation of something meaningful in a story that may or may not be in chronological order. Narration is the process of how the plot tells, conveys, or withholds story information. It can be more or less restricting on characters' knowledges of events or mental perceptions. This includes having one character's point of view or multiple character point of view. Knowing how to use point of view in a film can be unique to a director's narrative style. Directors can use a first-person point of view, letting the viewer get a subjective look on what the character is experiencing. Third-person point of view would be more objective in the nature and would allow the viewer to make their own conclusions. Alfred Hitchcock's Rear Window uses point of view to tell the story of a wheelchair-bound news photographer who gets wrapped up in a mystery murder conspiracy. Hitchcock plays around with the first-person point of view, and it plays a vital role of how the story and plot gets told. The official definition of a first-person point of view is the film angle shot from the character's point of view. It also shows what the character is looking at through the camera. This first-person point of view functions in a film through the character of Jeff Jeffries. When the film begins, it is revealed that he is a wheelchair-bound photographer who has been in that condition for 6 weeks. He's asleep, and the temperature is incredibly hot. Jeff lives in an apartment complex with a courtyard in the middle, and those characters are introduced from Jeff's point of view. The camera sits low with a high angle as if someone is sitting and looking up or down. His characters are enigmatic types. One couple is sleeping outside because it is really hot. There's a couple who just got married, a young dancer who lives by herself, an older couple with marital problems, and a struggling musician. What Hitchcock does is use a panning shot in the courtyard from Jeff's point of view, and that can have the viewer come to the assumptions of which Jeff thinks of his neighbors. Another way how point of view functions in the film is how it aids in gathering information to the story for the viewer and how it shapes the narrative. In Jeff's introduction scene, it is revealed that he's sleeping, sweating like no tomorrow, and has a cast on. The camera pans to the broken window on the table. Behind it is an outstanding photo of a first-person photo of a car crash happening, another photo of the fire from the crash, photo of someone crouching, another photo of soldiers in an explosion of some kind, another camera, and then a negative photo of a woman who's a fashion designer, and then the actual photo on a magazine cover. So the one-take shot provided so much information that the viewer can come to a couple assumptions. Jeff is a professional news photographer who got injured during that car crash, has no problem stepping into a dangerous situation, and may or may not have a girlfriend. After that shot, Jeff has a phone call with his boss, and the viewers has their assumptions confirmed by the conversation. It is also another thing as the viewer to come to the assumption that Jeff's lack of adventure would have him distressed and want to seek a story out. When directing this film, Hitchcock uses filmmaking techniques of shot reverse shot and eyeline matches to strengthen the point of view of Jeff. Jeff awakens from his sleep after hearing what is thunder and looks outside. The next shot is the apartment straight ahead of him, thus completing the shot reverse shot pattern. The next shot reverse shot pattern is him looking around, and then he looks up, and the next shot is the couple sleeping outside, racing to get inside their apartment, followed by the next shot of him laughing. As the viewer is seeing these shots from Jeff's point of view, there will be an assumption that Jeff would laugh at the couple because the viewer will be prompted to laugh as well. Rear Window is a film that lifts and turns with the plot, and it keeps the viewer motivated to keep up with the story. Point of view plays a massive role in the film by acting as the viewer's main tool to assist Jeff in solving this mystery in his complex, and places the viewer in the difficult reality of having the freedom to look, but always having the risk of being looked at themselves.